Topic of the day. Art is difficult. My credentials: I am a tattoo artist. I have been a tattoo artist for 6 and a little bit years, and I have been an artist of many sorts for my entire 24 years of life. Hi, greetings, homeboys. I am here, tethered to you, and I just wanted to share the day with you. Here, live from my kitchen. This is the official, legitimate kitchen tour. So, if you want to be a part of that, I can show you my lovely kitchen. As you might be able to see, kind of right up here, there's this very little wall. As in, like, if I jumped, I would definitely hit it and hurt myself. I'll try just really gently. That was scary. I'm not gonna do that again. I bet I was close though, like my fingers are touching it. On this tiny wall, I've got this cute little mirror, which I think is just so itty bitty cute. I have another one of the same color because I just like them that much. This is also, if you didn't know, if you didn't have the ability to tell, which I imagine you do, my voice is unfortunate right now because I am getting over sickness. It's not a pain thing. My throat doesn't hurt currently, which is great. So don't imagine me speaking with pain. I hope it's chill and it's not a bad vibe or bad feeling. Nonetheless, let us continue. I think it might be nice to make some little plant sounds, because plants are just, it's so nice having plants. It's so nice having plants. It's my favorite thing ever. I love it so much. They're so nice. Plant times. So, I just wanted to talk with you, and I'll just show you my little plants and stuff, I guess, as I do. Anyways, I'm an artist. I do art. That's what I do. And it's been a career of mine where I make money enough to live and survive for 6.5 years of being a tattooer, which is really cool. That's been the whole time that I've been able to make enough money to survive off of it, and continue just going and doing things. That's been so sick. Coolest thing ever. I love it so much. Best job ever. And I think it is an incredibly difficult thing to do. Artists and our brains don't always mesh well with doing that as a job forever. Doing that all of the time in order to survive rather than for leisure or fun or for just strictly expressing because you're making things for people. Completely fair. Makes sense. Really challenging. Very scary. Very cool though. I love that. That's my jam. I basically never... I have hard times where I just burn out and I get really tired, but I never lose the entirety of my motivation. I'm always going crazy town, and it's great. I love it. It's my favorite. Rock on the wall. Nut. Thing, you know. Yeah, but nonetheless, I've been doing this for forever. I have been an artist for forever as well. I have been an artist since I could remember. As early as I ever possibly could, I have been doing art. And I love it. It's the best thing. I think it's the coolest thing. It is, to me, it represents exactly that a society is real and legitimate. Okay, we're using the mic over here. We're gonna see how well this works. I've got something to show you. Something pretty grand, something pretty great. I'm a big fan. Pretty large-sized mason jar, I'd say. Pretty big one. This was supposed to be for sourdough. Promptly did not turn into that because I just simply don't have that type of time. I am doing my best at the moment, but these do work very conveniently for fun teas. So basically what I do is I get a mason jar, this one, and then I put my Brita filtered water in it and fill it up all the way. Me, I'm simple. I don't know what the difference is. Tell me. Genuinely tell me if there's any difference. I put this straight into the microwave with that water and put it on for a couple minutes. Get it out. It's hot. I put my tea bag in it, which I use loose leaf tea usually. And then I'll usually let that sit on the windowsill right here, perfectly in frame even. What a good day. I let that stay for however long. Usually it's like Earl Grey, I don't care. I usually just keep it out. I think it's fine that way. And I'll let that chill for a while. And if it's still warm at some point, because I'll keep it out for a while sometimes, like essentially a sun tea. That's why I put it up here. And I will then put either sugar cubes or honey in it. Ooh. And after that, then I put it in the big one. And at that point, since it's so giant, it's not much in there, and I can ice it and then throw water in the entire thing. I also really like to make drinks with rice milk. Big into rice milk, my guy. Big fan. But this is nice. I'll have whatever drink I usually have earlier in the day, and then I'll make one of these when I get home is kind of what I'm doing, or on a day off I'll just have at least one of these and just try to knock out at least the whole thing. And that's a great way to get water, and I like tea, and tea just tastes better in mason jars, I think, because look at how cutesy, look at how artsy that is. Ooh, it feels so artsy. As you can see here, my kitchen has all sorts of different things. Right over here, I have never done this like this before, we'll see. I've got all of these cabinets. Also, I've got little bones up there. I've got these cabinets. They're kind of strange, but they're fantastic. I have not had a pantry. I have not had a pantry in years, like an actual pantry, 5 or 6 years, I think. This is my fridge. I'll show you what's inside my fridge in a minute. And I'll also show you all of these excellent magnets. They're a very, very good vibe. And I've got a pretty nice little kitchen in here. Like, it's a fun little vibe. The lighting is a little bit weird. It's much lighter in here now because of that light that's over there, the ring light that I'm using, as well as this plant light. This plant light I just barely added because I just barely added these plants. Thank you, Tiffany. I got like 5 or 6 new plants from a homeboy. It's an unfortunate little light situation. It's not like the most attractive or fantastical, but nothing about this corner is particularly attractive. So we are simply doing our best around here. But we got 3 solid big boy plants on the bottom and a bunch of other little guys and all sorts of other cute little things. Let me show you some of the things. Oh, and the magnets. So, don't consider fully who I am or my entire personality to be entirely based off of these here magnets that you see. These have been collections, artworks you could say, made by many of me and my friends. So we've got all sorts of little fun things. As you see here, I really like that one. My friend made that one. That friend is very gay, just so you know, and that magnet's the funniest magnet in this entire thing. What's with the G being first? That's hilarious. Very new, very funny, very silly. We've got some winners here. I also have a lot of other excellent little guys. We got, let's fix that guy right there. We got this guy. Thank you, Portia. And all sorts of other little memories and little things and little places that have gone. Valley of Fire was a recent. Other cute little silly town magnets. Up here we see other random little doodads, little things. I've got an oven. It is an oven. It works as an oven does, and every single one of these burners are incredibly unlevel, because of course they are. Art in a society, to me, means that things are at least successful enough for people to have the time or the energy to create and be artists. A world where that can be presented because it's still important enough. That's what worries me in a lot of ways about where the world is going now. I think we're seeing less real art. I think we can all probably agree on that. And I definitely have my strong opinions about why that might be. So, art means something. Art will always mean something. Art will be it's a different brain. It's a different form of creativity. And to me, there's tons of different forms of art. And I want to express how vast that is, because it is so incredibly vast. It can be like what I do every day, tattooing, but I also do tons of different mediums. I like to draw, but I really, really like to oil paint, and I really like to do gouache, and I really enjoy watercolor and pen and ink, and I really enjoy sculpting. I think sculpting's fun. I like wood stuff, metal. I want to make jewelry at some point. I like creating textile stuff. There's tons of different things that I enjoy doing that is just art, and I'm just one person. I don't dance. That's an entirely different form of art. I do martial arts. That's an art form as well. I think that music is an art form. That's one I cannot fathom for the life of me. I don't get it. That's a totally different form of art that I don't do. Artists themselves are so vast, and there's so much of a population of different people, and the more people that have all these different brains and attempts to do all these different things, that's a really good thing, and that's how we get farther. That's why we make stuff. I'm not going to build rockets, but some other person might really like the idea of building rockets, and that might be their most biggest interest and the thing that they're most passionate about. That's sick. That person gets to go do rockets. That's not me, dog. We all have our own responsibilities in existing in the world and just doing things, and those things that we do can help us all out and help us develop and get places. And really, that can go so deep in how we think that that's helpful in the large population of people that we have, and how the more and more people we have, how quick we're becoming when it comes to the inventions that we're making and how far we're going technologically. All that jazz. But let us get to candle time. Hopefully this isn't horrendously loud. We'll see. I don't know, this might be really bad. So, this is stressful. I've got this candle. It's a soy candle. It's a soy candle in which I have made. It's a soy candle in a vintage. I shouldn't have done that. You're supposed to like not blow it out, magically speaking. This guy has some little carnelians in it and some little lavenders, but it's a soy candle I made a while ago in a thrifted glass. Super cutesy, super fun. Real light scent on that, but I love me a little candle. It's just a good little vibe, especially in a kitchen. It's just a good vibe. I love a kitchen. I love a clean kitchen. It is a great place. It is difficult for me, for sure, cleaning wise and keeping it just great. But when it is great, oh my goodness, it's so nice. And now that I'm really, really staying organized and keeping everything kind of where I need to have it, because I'm finally situating everything and the infrastructure of my home is working out well enough for how I want it to be, because I'm putting in efforts to make the space optimal for what I'm attempting to have. So that's the vibe and all that. But this is kind of a lot of stuff. This is kind of a long video, and I'm just like saying stuff. But I like just saying stuff and telling you stuff and just like chit-chatting, I guess. That's really more of what this is than anything. But there's a lot of stuff that I want to at least touch on a little bit in this, just because I want it to be a start of a discussion. I want to hear from other people. I have my opinions because that's what I carry currently, but that's only with the knowledge and the experience that I have. I would love to touch on this more in some other video, the topic more or less of where we are on the planet and what we do know and the opinions that we can have and whatever. There's a lot of thoughts I have on that, but yeah. Hello, editing me. So I realize I didn't show you my fridge, and I find that really important, so let me show you my fridge. So, in here, it's nothing too crazy. As you can tell, paint and more paint, ice packs, veggie, meat, blueberry, ice, and then this is my fridge. really populated in here right now. 2 alcoholic bevy. Oh, 5 rather. Fake alcoholic bevy. Olipop and all sorts of other little things. Egg. 1 lemon, 1 fish. Some pita bread that's almost dead and done for. Cucumber, onion. There you go. That is all. Perhaps do you want some lid sounds? I still don't even know if this is good. I don't know if this is like terribly loud or horrendously unbalanced or just the worst thing you ever saw. Who knows? But either way, lid. Very nice. Very cool. I love hydration. Even if it's a challenge. It's hard. So, I was gonna say something. I know I was gonna say. So I think I have been going through a very major phase of, oh my goodness, I don't know anything at all. Not a clue. I just got here yesterday, and I have grasped nothing yet. Not a thing. And I've been sitting here and I've been thinking and I've been trying to gather information. I've been trying to work on stuff. I've been trying to really work with my boss on a lot of stuff, which has been great. And a lot of this has been incredibly inspiring, incredibly pushing towards what I want. The motivation has been grand. Let me see if I can move that. That's been sick. That's been the vibe. But with that said, it's been very frustrating because it's like, oh no, like, I feel so behind and I've been doing this for 24 years. Just about. Yeah. That's wild. And it's upsetting and it's frustrating and it's hurtful. But it's also true. We're all getting up to another point and then realizing more. And getting up to another point and being more enlightened by the idea of, I'm so far behind. And because you're now getting to that phase of, I'm so far behind, you're self-aware of that. And you know that you're actually more ahead now that you see that. And you can see where you need to get better. In those areas where you get better, now you unlocked those. It's like those characters on a video game or something that are fully blacked out or like censored, but then you get little hints of it and then you get way more excited to try to look at that. Or something unlocks more and you get to see that gate into that world or whatever. And then that's more exciting because you know what that looks like. I guess it's kind of that idea in a way, I suppose. I don't know anything. I'm just here. I'm doing my best, I just know the things that I think I know, and that's what we're all doing. Keep an open mind, keep open, keep understanding the nuances of the world and the good and the bad and the things. I try so hard to think of the nuances and the good and the bad of AI. But I really only focus on the bad because I really only think of the bad and only see all the bad, and it makes me so mad. I don't like AI. I think AI is exactly the example of art being destroyed on the world with a lot of the generative AI stuff that you can see being made. It's very scary to me. I can see how it can be used. And I can see how it can be inspiring, but it still absolutely horrifies me and does not bring me joy. The water issues in places that I hear about in the news and things, that's upsetting. Don't like that vibe. I don't like the vibe of just big computers. I get that that's the world, and I get technology will continue going farther, and that doesn't mean I like it. I get that AI can have major benefits in all sorts of different ways within the healthcare system, within helping for cooking or recipes, or for understanding this, that, or the third. I definitely get it, and I still really don't enjoy it. It's something I try to use as little as possible. The only times is when it kind of accidentally pops up on Google. And that's the only time I kind of knowingly do. Aside from that, I really try to stay far away from it. And that's my personal opinion. That's how I feel about it. I think there's a lot of reasons why it is destructive for the world, the planet as a whole, for towns and for peepers, for peoples, and for water. And I like these things. I like plants. I like animals. Big fan of them. Would love to see them continuing to live as much as possible. I've been thinking so much about what could it look like one day to really try to be as sustainable as possible. I'm trying to work with the land around me. I'm trying to garden, trying to plant plants that can survive that type of weather, that's not going to use too much water, that's not going to cause droughts, that aren't going to kill too many animals, or going to, I don't know. There's just so many ways that we can all be better, and I'm trying to figure out those ways and see how I can make those work manageably in my life. Those like the eco bricks, where they put in like a water bottle or like a plastic bucket or something, just like tons and tons of filling it with, as far as I understand, like other plastic products or something of the like. I've been starting to do those. Sick. Love it. Super sick. Super cool. Helpful for the world and all that jazz. I like to be helpful for the world if I can be. I think it's a good thing. And if you try to do it, and if we all try to do it, I mean, that's sick. And that's what we want to have happen. So that's more on that, I guess. I think art and nature to me are very much fluid and one and the same. I think humans, I think magic, spirituality, and life is all the same. Art is all of those things. Art can be made from all of those things. I like to create art from stuff. Everything is stardust. Everything is natural. So it all collects together and makes sense. And more or less, that's kind of my kitchen sermon, my kitchen talk and hang out a little bit, chill like with you, the homeboys. And I love to do that. I love the vibes. It's just nice to me, and I want to say words and say how I feel in a way. And I think creating at least my own place where I can just throw stuff at the world a little bit is just kind of nice for my brain to get those feelings out, and maybe other people will feel a thing and be like, oh, sick, I like that I think is interesting, or I don't agree with you, but I like that you are attempting to communicate your opinions. Let me communicate mine. Sick, dog, hell yeah. Give me that energy. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's learn about each other. We can all learn from one another, no matter who you are. We can gain knowledge, become more of a person, and become more enlightened from the people and the things around us. And that's my overall goal. And I hope that is perhaps a portion of your goal in life. That'd be sick. I think that'd be overall beneficial in the vibe. But nonetheless, I hope that you have a good one. I hope that you have a good day, good night, good whatever. I hope that you are attempting to do good things in whatever way that is to you. That'd be sick. And I hope that you have a good one. I hope that you get places. It'd be dope. Bye. Thanks. Appreciate it. See you around.